Hi, this is Steve Stine from guitarzoom. What if I told you you could completely revamp your hard rock and metal style soloing just by adding in a couple of cool, exotic sounding notes? What I want to do right now is I want to show you how you can do this, and then I want to show you how you can revamp it to kind of use it in any way you want. So check this one out. I'm going to do this. Okay, one more time. Okay, one of the cool things about learning how to use odd sounding notes is that it adds a lot of color to your already existing soloing. So if you were playing more standard pentatonic, and don't get me wrong, I play pentatonic all the time, it's awesome. But what's really great about this is it gives you the availability of stepping outside the standard things that you always do to create some color into your playing. So if I was playing something, I'm in the key of E here. Okay, and I was going to play just pentatonically, and then I was going to shift into this. What I want to do is show you the beginning of this little pattern that I played. I'm playing 10, 12, 13 on the second string, and then 11, 12, 14, 15 on the first string. So I'm playing first finger, third finger, pinky, and then I'm shifting to the first string and playing first finger, middle finger, pinky, and then I'm moving the pinky up, so it looks like this. And I'm just using, I'm alternate picking, so I'm down up picking the whole thing. What I want you to understand is as I show you these things, I want you to always keep in mind that if you choose to finger it differently, or you choose to pick it differently, or you choose to use more hammer-ons or pull-offs or something that I'm doing, do not feel bad about that. You have got to learn how to revamp these things so they fit your playing style. Okay? So if you want to learn how to do it exactly how I'm doing it, that's awesome. But you certainly do not have to. What I want you to be more concerned with is the sounds we're creating from the notes that we're playing than exactly how we're doing it. And again, if you want to do it exactly how I'm doing it, that's great. But don't feel bad that you don't. If you feel the need to change a finger here or there, do whatever is comfortable for you. So let's say, for instance, I took those notes that I was playing right now, which sound pretty cool. Here's an E. So you can hear that kind of exotic sound to it. So let's say I was playing pentatonically, right? And then all of a sudden I drop into... See, I could move back and forth between the pentatonic aspect of playing and that exotic sound. And again, we're not really worried about the theory of it and all those sorts of things. I know it's easy to want to go there right away. And don't get me wrong, those things can be really awesome. But I learned how to do these things not because I knew my theory. I learned how to do these things when I was younger, and I was just exploring the guitar, and I was learning songs and learning what other guitar players were doing, and I liked the sounds that I was hearing. Later on, I learned the theory behind all the things I was doing, but that still doesn't sway my options when I'm soloing to simply go into something simply because it sounds interesting, not because it fits or doesn't fit, but because I like the sound of it. So let's go ahead and break down this lick this pattern even more. So I've got my 10, 12, 13, 11, 12, 14, 15. And at this point, what I'm playing is not a structured pattern. It's more free time rhythmically. So you don't have to feel like it's going... It's not really doing that. I always think of it almost like a roller coaster. It goes up slow, and then all of a sudden it goes fast, and then it goes slower, and then faster, that sort of thing. I like these kind of patterns because they have that kind of ebb and flow to the rhythm. Okay, so I'm coming up, and then here, what I'm going to do is 2 hammer-on and pull-offs. I'm going to be doing a hammer-on from 14 to 15, and then pull-off back to 14. Then I'm going to do a pull-off to 12. And then I'm going to do a hammer-on back to 14 and a pull-off back to 12 again. With my third finger this time, right? And again, you have a lot of freedom rhythmically what you'd want to do with this, whether you want to do it slow or do it fast or build the speed. It's just whatever feels most comfortable for you and what fits your situation. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking of it as that roller coaster. I'm kind of dropping off, and it's getting a little bit faster as I go. Now we're going to move into the third part of the pattern, which is the descension part of it. So what I'm going to do is from that 12, I'm going to slide back to 10, like this. And then I'm going to connect to the 12th fret of the second string with my third finger. So I have... Okay, so the whole thing together looks like this. And then... Okay, but I'm not done. I'm going to keep going. So now I'm going to be moving from 10 back to 8, and then going to my second string, 10th fret with my third finger. So now I have... Then I'm going to keep going. I'm going to slide from 8 to 7, going to 8 with my middle finger, then 7 to 5. Now I'm going to go to 6, which is a bit odd sound too, and then I'm going to go from 5 to 4, which is an odd sound, and then to the middle finger again on the 5th fret. So if you think about it, my shape is 10 and 12, 8 and 10, 7 and 8, 5 and 6, and 4 and 5. Okay? So you visualize those on your fretboard, so as you're playing... Okay, so you'll notice that the first two that I do of this descension lick is a first finger to third finger. So they're 3 fret span, right? From 8 to 12, or excuse me, 10 to 12, 10, 11, 12, 8 to 10. And then they get small. I got 7 and 8, which is my first to middle, 5 to 6, and 4 to 5. So there's 2 big ones and then 3 little ones. Okay, so again, putting the whole thing together for you. Now I'm just going to do a little ascension on the first string. I'm going to go 4, 5, 7, 10. And I like that little slide from 7 to 10 because, again, it gives it more of an exotic feel. Now you'll notice right now I'm using my third finger instead of my pinky. Traditionally I would go... Right? And it's no problem to do that. I just feel more comfortable using my third finger in this particular situation. Because now I'm going to go... So again, I'm adding a bit of an exotic phrasing element. I'm hammering from 7 to 10 back to 7, going to the 10th fret of the second string, and then back to the 7 of the first string again. So I have... Now you could use your pinky, and it's perfectly okay. Just again, I'm just showing you naturally what I like to do when I play. See how it works for you. So now the entire thing, nice and slow, up to that point, looks like this. And then slide. There's my 2 big ones, little ones. Now I'm going to ascend. Hammer on pull-up. Okay. Now I'm going to go 10, 8, 6, 5. And I'm ending on an E. Okay, now I'm just using my third and then my first, I'm just using the first finger. As I descend, I'm just using that same finger because I'm not in any hurry. Again, if I had to do it fast, I would use a different fingering, but you know, I might do something like this. Again, I love the sound of the notes, so I try and always explore all the different opportunities that I have, not just playing the lick itself or the pattern itself, but using the notes. Okay, so here's the whole thing from the beginning. Okay, now at any point, this is applying it to your real world situation, at any point you could take just a piece of it and apply just that single piece, whether or not you're going... You see, I can just take a piece of it and use it, or I could use like I did earlier, and then go into my pentatonics however I do, or, I mean, whatever it is. Even just these sounds, like this. You see, that's the gem of learning from licks, okay? is figuring out how not only can you play the lick, but how can you use the lick. And that's what used to frustrate me so much about learning licks is I would buy things like a book or a magazine or a video or whatever, and I could learn how to do things, but I could never really figure out how to use it. And so that's what I want you to always be aware is you can play the pattern that I'm showing you or the lick that I'm showing you right now, but I want you to really think about how you're going to take it to the next level and actually use it in your own playing. So this is a great, great idea to add, again, into your hard rock and metal situations. You need to feel out where you're going to use it and how you're going to use it. And then next time what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something that's really going to blast your playing to the next level. So have a great day, and I'll speak to you soon.